The Jacob Media Sports Network, in partnership with 97.3 ESPN, brings you the Mays and Eytan Show.
Middays with Harry Mays and Eytan Shander.
Now, it's the Midday Show with Harry Mays and Eytan Shander on 97.3 ESPN Radio.
All right, Harry, it's inching closer to football tonight, and I think the entire world needs to know how much people are actually going to be putting on this game.
No.
The preseason football action is back, Harry.
I do not condone preseason gambling. I wait until it's for real. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, hold on
real.
a second. As the preseason in the NFL opens up, as we're live at Dunphy Ford each and every Thursday, noon to 2, 7700 North Frankfort Avenue, the beautiful Shelby's behind us right now, and I don't understand how we've been here now a couple of months, how the two of us have not put in yet for a Shelby in which we could split during the week. If you split these payments down there, it's like buying, three-quarters of a regular car.
I'm not going in on any financial arrangement halfsies with you.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
You're missing out on a beautiful look at
my
these things.
credit is not going to be affected by you.
Listen, man.
All right.
Listen, you forget. I've gone through the car.
I know.
I've gone through
You've got
the
too
house,
much.
the mortgage.
You're over leveraged.
But my credit has been exhausted.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you want to piggyback off of my rating.
Well, no,
and I'm not allowing it.
My rating's pretty high. I'm
okay.
at 780, I think, last time I checked. It's
Well,
enough to get a loan.
Well,
it's enough to get qualified.
I pee on your 780.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, I mean, listen. What is yours? It can only go up to 800.
Yeah.
Right? All right.
Yeah.
So that's the point of it. Is that it's not going to make that much of a difference on this car here. You're not going to get that many more points off. So why you haven't
Let's
taken
get back to the
advantage of that?
football discussion.
Go ahead.
All right.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, you started up the show about football and gambling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was also
and
trying
then
to
you got distracted.
Well, I was trying to tell people that we're surrounded by Shelbys.
Okay, I think you've done that.
Well, I just want to
Let's
make
get
sure
to the football.
that I can paint the picture of it. 7700 North Frankfort Avenue, noon to 2, as we are here each and every Thursday.
I knew today was going to be a gem as soon as you walked in.
Well, I'm just letting people know where we are, man.
I told Evan, I said, we're in for a beauty today.
So let me ask you, what's the easiest preseason sport to bet on? The one where you can actually treat it like...
I don't bet on any preseason
that's
sports.
my point, though, is if you were to look at one of these sports... Like preseason hockey? Are you going to get anything there out of that?
Are you kidding me?
You're going to squeeze anything out of that?
You're going to go over-unders on preseason hockey
Well,
games?
listen, you never know. I mean, the goal line, that could run. Who knows?
No.
Preseason football, you can't even look at this and scout it tonight from a fantasy standpoint.
Absolutely not. But I'm going to watch some of it.
Well, how much are you actually going to watch?
Well, probably.
Because I have to watch this crap
I'll
tonight.
probably watch the first quarter. And maybe a little bit of the pregame just to get a flavor for the broadcast.
The pregame.
Just like maybe 10 minutes of the pregame. I'll watch the first quarter, and then maybe I'll tune in at halftime if there's some sort of Hall of Fame, thing that they do. I don't know what's going to go on. If it's a concert, I'm out.
Listen, they're not going to break down Drew Lock for 20 minutes. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably going to be some mention of why it's the Hall of Fame game in the first place.
Right.
So
in the class. Yeah, I'm into that.
Gill Brandt.
I kind of geek out when it comes to football Hall of Fame. It's the only one that I really get excited about.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying as far as the game itself, like we've already separated that, right? We've separated Saturday from tonight. Tonight's different. Tonight is just a really bad football game that you and me and a lot of other people, whether or not it's begrudgingly or willingly, are going to sit down and watch. And I don't know.
Yeah.
This is tonight is the equivalent of the lowest common denominator crap network show that is like the awful television, but you'll still sit there and watch every single second. Like people tweeting about The Bachelorette.
Oh, well, I wouldn't
watch
watch a second of that, but yeah.
Yeah, but you see that it's like a top. People are discussing it, right?
Oh, it's trending?
No, it's one of the top-rated shows.
It is?
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't know that.
Yes, forget trending. It's one of the top-rated shows. That's my point, is that this is like the equivalent. It's the sport equivalent of the Bachelorette preseason football.
It's different.
Crap, yet we watch it.
Yeah, it's different, though, because you haven't seen football since the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, the Bachelorette
You know what I mean?
takes a summer off, doesn't it? I mean, it doesn't air 12 months a year.
I have no idea, when the Bachelorette airs. I don't know what network it's on. I don't know anything about the show, and I'm thankful for that.
Well, we're told by Josh Hennig, our producer, that Mike Gill watches The Bachelorette.
Of course he does,
with his
because he
girlfriend.
doesn't have command of his household. That's why.
Now, I can't envision a situation or scenario. I feel like that's such a college.
My wife doesn't watch The Bachelorette
but
or
even
The Bachelor.
Still, okay, so let me ask you this, right? You know, we got the Phillies get their ass kicked. We have the Eagles camp, and I don't know who today. Like, what wide receiver today reminds you of Jerry Rice?
Is that where we're going today?
I don't know.
Well, I heard Miles Sanders went down for a little bit, injured his foot, but then walked off under his own power, so everything's fine.
Not good.
But, I mean, I think the Eagles' collective fan base took a big gasp when those tweets came out from all 96 of the beat reporters who are down there watching every play and tweeting us every waking moment.
I know it. So I'm curious, is this still a thing? Like, when you hit marriage, see, my point of it is twofold. One, I feel like maybe if you've been married for a long time or you've been in a relationship for a long time, and I mean like, you know, you're 33 and you've been with your wife for, 10 years, married for 6 or something, 4, something like that.
I'm going on 14 years.
Okay, but you also got married at 40.
Married for 8 years.
Right, but you got married at 40, right?
No, I was 46.
When you got married.
The second time.
14 years, though, with your current wife.
Correct.
Who you met at 40.
Correct.
And my point of it is, like me, I met my current girlfriend, soon-to-be fiance, at 38 and a half, right? Something like that. So unless you're meeting this person, your significant other, early, and you've already, and I mean early like in your 20s, when you meet somebody later in life, like you and like where I am, I don't feel like there's any more consolidating TV shows. Like, I feel like that's done.
What do you mean consolidating?
Like, having to, maybe conceding what you watch is better. Like, having to sacrifice what you're watching because it's Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, and that's when the two of you sit down and watch a show that you hate but she likes, or you hate out there but he likes.
I will concede certain shows to my wife, but those tend to be like the Fixer-Upper show, Property Brothers, maybe one of those real estate shows on Bravo.
But it doesn't count if both of you like it. That's my point. Remember, it used to be, and I think technology has changed
I'm
this as
conceding
well.
those.
Oh, you don't like those
are
shows?
her shows. I don't really like them, but I will watch them with her, and it's sort of me, giving something.
But it's a different emotion you feel as opposed to The Bachelorette. If The Bachelorette were on,
I would not watch that.
Right, and that's my point, is that's the level of, I don't even know how much you're conceding. You're probably just doing her a solid, so much as not necessarily. Like, you watching The Bachelorette because the Lima's like, hey, Harry, I got a new show. I want to watch The Bachelorette. We're watching this. And every Wednesday night, you sit down at 8 o'clock. And by 8:08, you want to throw yourself off.
Is that when it's on?
I don't know. No, I'm just arbitrarily throwing it out there. I have no idea when it's on.
Okay.
But at 8:08, you want to kill yourself.
Right.
Right. I mean, at that point, and you still go back and watch it. That's a sacrifice I don't feel is being made as much in relationships anymore. I feel like people, maybe because it's easier. TVs are cheaper. They're more accessible.
I've got 4 of them.
Exactly. And you could go, even if you only had one, you could still watch something on your phone. Think about it. 15 years ago.
Right. You were stuck. Yeah, with a flip phone.
Absolutely.
You can't even play a game on it.
No, you kill
I mean?
your data plan by watching a 30-second preview of a Simpsons episode just to get away from somebody watching a Bachelor or whatever the other crap there is. I'm just curious, though, like, is that still a thing? Because Gill apparently is doing it, right?
Yeah, he apparently. Maybe he likes The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. He might like it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I doubt it. I mean, I'm trying.
I think you give him a couple of IPAs out of his, his beer fridge, and he liked anything.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. 609-403-0973. What do you think? Should we bring him on?
Yeah, bring him on if he's there. I thought he'd be eating lunch by now.
No, he's breaking down ratings, and he's being the program director today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
today.
So he can't get on. Well, he's got many hats.
Yeah.
Many hats.
I had to be on a phone call with Shander today. It sucked up a half hour of my time.
Nah,
Why?
Come on, that phone call took 12
What was that
minutes.
for?
We were talking about how we're
talking about doing charity
we need to
stuff.
improve you.
What?
Well, actually, yeah. Damn it. Shame on me. That's completely my fault. I completely did not give you the credit that you deserve to be able to take that, and we could have run with it. And instead, I just blabbed about what the phone call was.
I didn't know what
I
didn't know there was a conference call
And Gill could have had you running right there about what we were talking about. The two of us having a phone conversation on why the show is dead last in the Atlantic City ratings.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that a fact? It's fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but by the way, I never watched The Bachelorette before until this year, and my reasoning was this. You have to be smart, Harry. Monday night and Tuesday, there's not a lot of options. So I control the television almost 95% of the time.
What is this control the television? Meaning, quick,
I pick what I want to watch. Like
how many televisions do you own in the household?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, stop. By the time you hit 2, the idea of controlling a television is over. Like, that's my whole point.
Shander, this is why you have been how many times engaged?
Yeah.
Twice. But to be fair,
is 2 a fair number?
What's
the over-under on that? I'm going to take the over.
Well, hold on a second. The first one was in an 8-year relationship, okay? So give me credit
this
at least
is your
for maintaining.
third time.
This will be my third, right? And the second
time,
I
took the over
was
and I
6
won.
months to a stripper, all right? So that wasn't going to last, and I think I even said it on the air when it was announced I was engaged that this thing wasn't going to last.
I said it too.
Yeah, and I told you I was getting a ring back, and I did. So what else you got?
Well, I'm saying.
This is the reason why.
I don't have, there's nothing else that I really want to watch that night. So I'm indifferent to say, all right, I will earn some points by sitting and watching this.
Earning points. When do you cash points in?
Every night around 10:30, and then every morning about 7:15. You should try it sometime. It makes me very happy.
Doesn't sound it. Jeez. Maybe you need to add another moment.
Well, I had to watch The Bachelorette twice this week because it was on Monday and Tuesday.
So are your credits
wait
being constantly – yeah.
Hold on a second. These credits, these chips that he's cashing in, is that for relations?
Yeah, twice a day.
So he watches an awful TV show in order to have sex.
How many times do you get out of one credit?
That's not what I said.
It sure as hell seemed like
That's the way it was interpreted.
I mean, seriously, I don't know if we're rolling tape, which I believe we are.
7:15 in the morning.
Yeah, my God, you have me on tape saying anything possible. So, my goodness, I think we could roll that back. It pretty much sounded like to everybody else out here, Mike, that you said you watched The Bachelorette so that you can have sexual relations.
John from Dunphy listening intently over there.
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of people here and they're listening right now. Actually, John from Dunphy's in a meeting.
They're all here. The president accounted for, even though they were out late last night.
Dunphy's shaking his head at you right now.
Like, for instance, during like Sixers playoff runs and the NBA playoffs, I'm on the game all the time. I have the TV. She's watching.
What's your job?
She's watching the game with me. On Monday, when there's nothing that I'm like, you know what, I really want to watch this. So at that time, I'm like, all right, I will sit and watch, something with you because you've watched something with me.
See, I think you actually like the show.
Oh, I will admit, at first I was like, I'll watch this, but it was like, I said this on the air, it's like the movie with Belushi. It's so bad that it's good.
Okay, the movie that neither you nor Mosher could get after 15 minutes of struggling through it.
That was a couple weeks ago.
No wonder why you're still stuck watching one TV. You guys can't even use Google.
Is it the
what
principal
the hell's going
or the
on
vice
back
principal?
There?
Which one is it? Is he
Didn't
the
they have the
principal?
wrong Belushi?
It's Jim Belushi. John Belushi's been
He
dead
was
for
dead.
years.
Yeah, but this movie was made back when he was alive.
No, it wasn't. Oh, my God.
Well, which one is it? Is he the principal or the vice principal?
No, it's the principal.
Okay, so that's the movie. It's so bad that you just keep watching it, and then you're like, I've made it this far. I have to see what happens.
Listen, the best teacher turns into violent guy movie is The Substitute with Tom Berenger.
Yes, that's another one.
That's your go-to movie.
All right, I could have gone that way.
A black ops guy masquerading as a substitute teacher. I don't know if you'll find a better.
No,
what a storyline that is.
Familiar.
Tom Berenger just playing the role he was born to play.
Love
man.
Tom Berenger.
I'm familiar with how bad that movie is that you just stick with it to see what. That's this show. That
sounds like the Phillies to me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the other night I was watching the Phillies, and then I was like, you know what? I'm bored of this. I'm going to The Bachelor at 8:00.
Wow, that's an indictment on baseball and the Philadelphia Phillies organization.
I don't disagree with you. I'm a baseball guy. I still coach baseball. I am overly bored and unentertained by this team.
Thank you for admitting that.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
That
takes
good on
a lot
you.
from you. Now, I need an answer to the biggest question that has popped since you've got on here. How many times do you get sexual relations based off of one credit of watching The Bachelorette?
I don't need to watch
one? Is it
I don't
two?
need to watch The Bachelorette. There's no credits that I'm using here. This is
okay. Well, what?
This is like having a
corned
corned beef sandwich. It's a part of my routine.
He did mention getting credits.
You did. That's why we're pressing you on the credit thing. You brought up the credits.
It's a figure of speech.
Oh, okay.
So like brownie points.
Yeah. You said, hey, you
talking
watch
top
with me,
brownie,
I'll
like
watch
regular
with you.
brownie?
Although I will say I'm into those HGTV shows, man, on like a Saturday
Yeah,
afternoon.
I like them too.
Well,
I'm out on the Property Brothers. Those guys.
Yeah, those
I
guys
could
are
do
out.
that.
No, I like Chip and Joanna.
I like the guys that break walls down.
Chip and Joanna, I'm cool with them.
Is that the
what
one
about
who has the
this,
amazingly, incredibly beautiful blonde?
No, that's Carly on the Coast or something.
Yeah, Carly. She used to be the one in
something
Vegas,
Christina,
I think, right?
Christina on the Coast.
Yeah.
No, she was
That's a
actually
new show.
Well, she was married to the guy. They got divorced and made them keep doing the show together while they were going through the divorce. Now she's got a new husband and he's got a new wife, and they put them back on the show together.
Oh man, such
Look
drama.
at you! You know all of this intricate
Christina
drama.
on the Coast.
All right, real quick before you get out of here,
Her show is called Flip or Flop.
I like Love It or List It.
Yeah, that's a good show.
The
too.
British woman and the guy who's bald.
Yeah, because they do those
They
all
battle.
down in North Carolina, and I know all those neighborhoods.
Oh yeah, they're down in
Are
Lumberton.
you going to
No.
love it or list
right.
it? Okay.
Before you get out of here, we have audio from yesterday on your show, and Josh.
Oh, I set this up on a tee for you guys. I actually alerted Josh to make sure that he told you. So don't act like I didn't know. Yeah.
Well,
look, I saw the ratings. We got to do something
in
here.
its own right of the radio social contract that we have all signed.
I signed it?
Yeah, by showing up.
You're here.
It's like a common law marriage. You just show up after a while you're married.
Yeah.
All right, so let's listen to this audio.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You don't need to set it up. Let's just listen.
I get these emails all the time from dicks. Now, I like dicks. I'm not hammering dicks. I like Dick's Sporting Goods. I like dicks, all right? I know that's a drop for you, right? You've got that one. I was going to say, that one's right up their alley. I said it a couple times so you can use it for their show.
Wow.
See,
several times.
Yeah,
it's a little too much work.
It's a little overkill, man.
Yeah, it's almost gratuitous.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
Seriously, there's a little narcissism in
Yeah,
there.
it really is.
No, I like dicks. I'm not hammering
I
dicks.
remember at the old
Like,
place.
do you have a picture of a clipping of you in like in 8th grade that's up on the wall as well?
Listen,
My God.
Right.
At the old place, I remember doing a show at a diner with Baldy one
Andy's?
day. Yes, it was one of their locations. And it was the one in Northeast Philly. I don't know if it's there anymore. And we're talking, we had Dick Stockton on, okay, Baldy knew him.
No, I like dicks.
We were talking about all the sports that he covered and everything. And after we got off the phone with him, somehow it came up with a caller that he didn't like Dick Stein. And I go, I love Dick.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
No,
And
I like dicks.
They
I'm not
played
hammering
that
dicks.
drop
Nonstop.
nonstop. So
Nonstop.
much so that the program director made them get rid of it.
I
No.
think it was
'Cause he was-
Marks,
he
right?
was offended
was the
by it.
worst violator
Yeah.
of it? I think it
Yeah.
was
He
Johnny.
was offended by it.
Oh, my God, man. All right, so what was that? Like you just setting up drops for us? The best drop you've
No.
given us was the one that came out so organic where you were trying to get off a phone call that we pinned you on for a crossover. I mean, that was the funniest thing that I think you might have said.
Yeah,
in
totally
the entire,
organic. Yeah, it wasn't contrived whatsoever.
No, the origin yesterday, we were having 80s sitcom themes, right?
No, I know. We were talking about
All right,
that.
so Rothstein was coming in for the 5 o'clock hour, and Rothstein.
And I'm glad you brought Rothstein up because I got a bone to pick
His popular-
with Josh
his pop
about
culture-
yesterday's show, too.
Well, his pop culture is just absolutely zero. He got no. I mean, I'm low, but I have some clue. He's got no.
I
He's got no
disagree.
clue, none. So I was referencing how him doing the segment of me playing the 80s theme song and him trying to guess which show it went to would be about as useful as the Domino's Pizza carry-out insurance. Like, who needs that? Like, that is a waste, a complete waste of time. And I said, like, Dick's Sporting Goods sends me an email yesterday, 80% off. This is right up your end.
80%?
80% off any jersey of a player who's been traded.
There you go.
NBA player. Now, I like Dick's. So I said, I like that establishment, but that 80% off the jersey for a guy who's been traded, that's a waste.
Yeah, I still would.
No, I like Dick. Right, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, but it's more about you setting the drop up. Like the over gratuitous amount of time to set the drop up.
Even saying, hey, did you get that?
Yeah,
that was over the top.
It's just because my mind works pretty quick. As once I said it, I realized
I'm good with it.
He got me.
Yeah, but I think you kind of laugh. I mean, listen, you're a pro here. We shouldn't be telling you how to do your job.
No.
You should be telling us.
Well, after I said it, I was like, if he's by the way, he doesn't roll tape on anything. That's what he's rolling tape on.
I know.
Well, listen,
that's a whole other story.
I have a bone to pick. Okay, a major bone to pick because it became evident. I was listening
with
to
Rothstein?
I had no idea he was rolling
Rothstein.
there. I had no idea he was rolling there.
Okay,
all right.
We'll take your word for it now. Maybe we'll bring this back up in an hour and a half before we hand things over to you and Jeff today. But here's my bigger issue.
Yeah,
I have proof positive yesterday that Josh Henning, who has done a great job doing all the technical elements and the production elements of keeping us on the air, getting us audio, getting us guest lines up, like that's great, but clearly is not listening to the show. Like
not listening to our show.
No, and listen, to be honest with you, I don't blame him.
Well, he's got 50 things to do.
That's my point, and I'm not coming down on him yet because it might be one of these Heyman situations where he's got 15 jobs at the station, right?
Yeah.
Or it might just be like he's just tuned out, like a lot of people who listen to the show, where it just becomes background noise. I get that. But yesterday, Rothstein, and I can't fault Rothstein for his ignorance because he's a younger guy, so he may not know
he's 30.
About Betty. Well, okay, he's 10 years younger than me.
That's
okay?
young to me.
Right. So I can't fault him entirely for his ignorance. Betty White was brought up, right?
And he had no clue?
He said Betty White was
dead.
And it took Josh like 5 minutes to come on and confirm to them that Betty White was still alive.
Well, I said right away she's alive.
No, you didn't know either, okay? We can pull the audio. You two were fumbling.
No.
They were
not fumbling. You
guys were going back and forth. You didn't know what was going on.
I didn't remember how
and
old
it took
she
Josh
was.
5 minutes.
She's got to be
First
like
of all, it didn't
98
take
years
5 minutes.
I said right away that she's still alive.
Talking about Betty
Gill
White.
and I both said she was still alive. So what I did was I just wanted to get her exact age.
Okay, at no point did anybody fire right back
Yes,
in
they
the immediate
did.
thing that either one of you said. I was in the car stuck on a PA Turnpike.
Gill
right? I
clearly
was
turned
listening
around
to it
and
on
said,
the car.
I'm pretty sure she's still alive, Ryan.
Yeah, pretty sure. Like, he didn't know. It's not pretty coming
It
down
wasn't pretty
and being
sure,
sarcastic.
like, I think maybe if. No, it's pretty sure, like, dude.
Dude, like, I'm
She's
pretty sure she's
97.
still alive here.
Not at all. Of course she's 97 because the two of us talked about Betty White the show before for about 6 minutes. So if they don't even remember or can recall a conversation that we had.
Do you know who she was married to?
No, Elvis.
No, I think his name was Alan Ludden. He was on game shows all the time.
It's a good pull by you.
Rothstein says he's 29. All right, even more reason why
Rothstein's 29.
I don't hold him accountable for not knowing. I hold these guys accountable because we had a 7-minute conversation about Betty White.
What day was this?
And all the things that the day before you brought her up.
Yeah.
Not even.
How did we get into that?
I don't.
I missed
came
that.
up. It came up somehow organically, and we started talking about what she's doing
So let
right
me get
now
this
and how
straight.
funny she
Eytan,
actually
you're
is.
mad at me because I can't remember every single little thing you guys may have dropped on the show at any point in time.
I think a 7-minute conversation
2-hour
about
period.
Betty White.
It was not
Honestly.
a 7-minute conversation.
Yes, it was. I think a 7-minute conversation
What
about
day
Betty
was
White
this?
and her IMDb and her doing.
What day was this?
She's in the new Toy Story, right?
Did this
I
really
don't know.
happen?
Yeah, we talked about Betty White
Are
extensively.
you sure this wasn't on the second level
I'm positive
Are
because
you
I had
sure this
somebody I
wasn't
was
an
talking to.
off-air Twitch
I'm
conversation?
Yeah,
I
Harry,
am
were you in
absolutely
this
positive.
conversation? Do you remember?
I don't remember
Yes, he
being in
was.
this conversation. I think he had this conversation with Ace, his dog.
No, I guarantee you that we had this conversation for at least 5 minutes.
Well, Harry doesn't
and Betty
remember.
White
And Josh
popped up.
doesn't remember. I didn't.
Harry
hear it.
doesn't remember anything.
I don't remember what we talked about last segment.
All right, exactly. So I'm used to that. I've been working with Harry for 15 years. All right, I know that.
15 years.
Right? It feels like it. It's like dog years.
This
I just-
segment feels like 15 years.
Seriously, is this show over yet? So we can hang out at Dunphy and just
My
chill.
God.
You know, it's unfortunate we have the contractual requirement to do the show on the radio because we could just have more fun hanging out here.
I would like to do
Jesus.
the show from like the bed of one of those big pickup trucks as John from Dunphy Ford drives us around the great Northeast. Wouldn't that be cool?
Wait a second. All we need is a mobile hotspot.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He has one.
What do you say there, Gil? Are you up for it?
What do you think?
Well, you want me to jump in the back of the flatbed?
No, I
No,
just
no.
want to make sure you're okay with it. I'm not going to ask you to jump into flatbed. You're 70 miles away from us right now.
As long as it transmits out over the air.
Do you want to co-host this show with Harry? I mean, I got dark chocolate almonds. I got water here. I can hang with John. I can buy a car.
We're going to break down the Phillies trade deadline.
Hey, how about these Sixers uniforms? These things are sweet.
You like those? See, I don't like the 70 part above the Sixers.
No, I like that.
If you eliminated that, I like them.
No, I like
609-403-0973. Somebody texting in, JR on the text board. I think max credit scores 850.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're 50 points shy.
Yeah.
Best question you'll get all day. Mike Mayock used to call Eagles preseason games. Who the hell do we have calling the game next week?
It's a good question. Would it be Scott Graham?
It's
on Daniel Jeremiah, isn't it?
It's not Baldy?
Is it Daniel Jeremiah?
I thought he was taking over the color.
He might.
Mulligan from Dennisville. Gill, I can name every Real Housewife, but I cash in my credits very often. I have 6 kids. Now, what's impressive, Mulligan, is if you're still cashing in credits after the 6 kids.
Yeah. Jeez.
And last one here.
That's taking a chance.
Our buddy Schwartz trolling us here. I'm going to break Eytan right now. Friends better than King of Queens. Figured I'd throw that out there before you break down the Phillies game from yesterday. Nobody bets preseason. Is there a show that's
People do bet preseason.
Is there a show that's as popular in the realm of popularity as Friends is that has a worse theme song than Friends? Because I don't think you'll find one.
Not sure.
Live at Dunphy Ford, 7700 North Frankfort Avenue, here till 2 o'clock on 90.